What's going on, everybody? Nitro here, and today I'm talking about the discussion of COD dying and the possibility of it being saved. Now, if we take a look back in history, it all starts with Call of Duty 2, which is your original just shooter. You shot people, it kept score. There was nothing special about it. There was different guns, different maps, but it was just a shoot and kill, nothing else to really go for. Now, Call of Duty 3 was just a huge failure that nobody played, and then it went to Call of Duty 4, which was the breakthrough that made the Call of Duty franchise what it is. The introduction of kill streaks gave a player something to play for. It gave them something to strive, gave them a reason to try to get 7 kills in a row to get the helicopter. It was something new, it was something fresh, and the gameplay mechanics were smooth, and people could play it fairly easily. Then came World at War, which not a lot of people liked. There were some fans of it. It wasn't a horrible game, but I'm not a huge Treyarch fan, mostly because I think it's got something to do with the way their engine works and the way it plays out with bad internet connections, which I have. So I'm not a huge Treyarch fan, but we won't really go into that. But World at War was really kind of just a carbon copy of Call of Duty 4, except it was in the past. They used older guns, older feel, whatever. They changed the kill streaks a little bit by adding artillery strike and dogs, but all in all it was the same game. Then Modern Warfare 2 came out, which was possibly the best Call of Duty that was ever made. The engine was smooth, the maps were great, the feel was great, and then they introduced the fact that you can now have more kill streaks. It gave a player something new to try, gave them a reason to try different combinations. It gave them a reason, to strive for nukes and all that stuff. Gave people more things to play for, more of a challenge, which increased the playability of the game. They also introduced pro perks, which again gave people a reason to try different perks out and all that fun stuff. Then Black Ops came out, which again was kind of a copy. They had less kill streaks, which was a downfall. They got rid of stopping power, which I think was really stupid. And, all in all, it was an okay game, but it had its problems. They introduced the combat record in Black Ops, which was really good, but it was the only thing they really added. Then came Modern Warfare 3, which a lot of people hated. I liked the game, personally, but a lot of people didn't. But they added the strike packages, which you could put on every gun, which is probably the favorite thing that they've added to any Call of Duty game that I've played, but unfortunately they took it out. And the newest one, I don't understand why. That option gave you the ability to have different classes. Now, I understand that some people were probably against the support strike packages, which, okay, is understandable. They were kind of annoying and it catered towards noobish players. But at the same time, if you yourself were having a bad game, it gave you the opportunity to change your package and be able to go for kill streaks that were more attainable at that time in that current situation. And I love that about it. Because, there's not every game you're going to be able to tear it up. And if you're just not feeling it in that game, things aren't working out the way you want to, you can change your class and have different kill streaks, which you might be able to get. All in all, this is where Call of Duty Elite was introduced, which was pretty cool. But all in all, nothing really changed. It was the same feel. Modern Warfare 3 was Modern Warfare 2, felt the same, which in a way you can't hate on. As a Call of Duty player, I like that, but they introduced lag compensation, which again goes towards players that don't play a lot. Slowly they started taking away the skill that was needed in these games. And that's where you go into Black Ops 2. Now, again, they took away strike packages, which I think was dumb. They reintroduced the Dolphin Dive, which was taken out in Modern Warfare 3, which was okay. And, the way they did the Prestige Shop, I kind of like it. Because you get your create a class and you get to unlock a gun forever, which was cool. And again, you got your combat record and all that stuff back. But again, you're taking away good aspects, and you got this stupid lag compensation again. I just don't get it. Like, I like score streaks. I like the way that they were used in this game. You know, the maps, I'm not a huge fan of the maps in Black Ops 2. But, you know, the feel of the game's good. It's just the lag compensation that's ruining it. And I'm wondering when developers are finally going to realize that, you know, maybe they had the formula way back when. And I know people want new things, but it's getting to the point where it's like any sports franchise game. You're buying a new game with a refreshed roster. And in terms of Call of Duty, you're buying a new game with some new maps and some new guns, but a lot of them are just reskins. You know, but when are they going to realize that, hey, let's focus on the gameplay, let's focus towards people that are supposed to be good actually being good? Because if you think about it, when you're playing a game, for me personally, and we'll get to this point right now before I go into what I was just going to say, but when you're thinking about it now, as a YouTuber, a lot of big YouTubers are starting to branch out. They're getting bored of COD. You know, they're starting to make separate channels for Let's Plays. They're putting Let's Plays on their channel. You know, even me as a smaller YouTube starting to incorporate more, because Call of Duty's boring. Because there's nothing to play for. There's nothing, you know. Everybody and their mother can go into a game and play and probably get roughly around the same results, because it's catered towards helping newer players, which shouldn't happen. You know, understandably, you're trying to attract a larger audience, but when you think about it, by giving people something to work towards in terms of getting more skill, obviously you're going to start off getting slaughtered, but slowly you build up, slowly you build up, slowly your KD rises, slowly you start doing better on a consistent basis. You're learning, you're becoming better, it gives you something to play for, it gives you a reason to try to play. When you add this lag compensation and all the bullshit, you know, people can tell that, fuck, you know, like, what kind of bullshit's this? People are getting jumps on me that shouldn't happen because their end's way ahead of my end, or, you know, there's no way to get better because there's no challenge. It's an uneven playing field. And not in terms of people with skill against people without skill. It's just an uneven playing field in the fact that some people have the advantage over other people's because of whatever calculation that this lag compensation says. So this is why I think Call of Duty's dying, because a lot of the hardcore gamers are just getting tired of it, because it gives you nothing to try to work towards. And this is why I think that Call of Duty might make it back, and that is the new consoles. Now apparently the next Call of Duty is supposed to be out for the new console. And this is what I'm thinking, like, is it going to be the jump from Call of Duty? Is Black Ops 2 going to be Call of Duty 2? And is the next Call of Duty going to be the next Call of Duty 4? Is it going to be the one that blows everybody's minds? You know? So that's what I'm thinking is the only way that could really save COD. But what I just don't understand is why the developers can't see that they need to make the game, and they need to make it so that people have something to work for. Yes, there's challenges and you can unlock camos and stuff, but that's not what people want. People look at their score. People want to start off bad, because when you're introducing a new player, and I think like the developers don't understand this, when you come in as a new player, even me, when I started playing Call of Duty, when I started playing like Halo back in the day, I sucked, but I never got mad about it, you know, because you realize that I'm not really good, but slowly you get better. And slowly you improve, and they need to realize that these new players coming in aren't going to be pissed off because they're doing bad. They're just having fun, and they have something to work for, something to try to make themselves get better. And that's what I think that Call of Duty needs to go back to, so that, you know, players that have started from the beginning and improved their skill can still, you know, have something to work for. You know, have something to be the best, because people that are up there are going to love getting tons of kills. Then people that are new, you know, are still going to realize, hey, I got to learn and get better. And the people in the middle are going to be happy because they're in the middle. You know, they're not the worst, they're not the best, but still slowly they are kind of working their way up. And that's what I personally think Call of Duty needs to go back to. But really, I don't know. You can leave your comments down below and tell me what you think. But I think Call of Duty really needs to go back to what it was. And, you know, developers need to realize that new gamers are going to still play, regardless of if you make it easier for them or not. You know, people aren't going to rage when they're new to a game because they have no expectations for themselves. People that are already in the game have expectations. They have a certain, you know, area that they need to fit into. If they don't fit into that area, then they get pissed off and then they stop playing. That's my opinion anyways. So hopefully these new consoles, you know, become the next COD 4 or something. That's all I have to say. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace and love.